Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Farmcast. And we're here to talk NFL. Week 2 is in the books. Week 3 is on the horizon. And, we're here. We learned a couple things. Admittedly, we might be idiots, we might be morons, but we learned some things. And one of the things I learned, and I learned this every year, but I'm also an idiot, so I forget it every year. But I learned it especially this week. All of the questions that we had from week 1, we still have. Because in week 2, you learn nothing. In fact, I think I'm even more confused about the league this year. I think the Saints are a great example of this. What the fuck are the Saints? Yeah, week 1, they're looking like they can take on anyone and make the playoffs. Week 2, they look like chopped liver because half their coaching squad's gone. The Chiefs, who I almost put as a lock over the Ravens, somehow lose to the Ravens, who did not look good against the Raiders. The Raiders are 2-0. The Steelers' offense might suck, but it might also still be really good. What the hell is up with the Dolphins? Everything. That you don't know anything, I think, is what.
Derek Carr is the second best quarterback in football.
Derek Carr has a big lead on on yards. I learned that. Derek Carr might be leader for MVP right now. I don't know. I didn't say it, but he's pretty close. Yeah, this is week 2. We learned nothing. And that is what I want to say. Football doesn't matter yet. I hate to say it as much as we want to. Football does not matter yet, and we learn nothing.
See, I do this every year where I kind of also forget about this every year where I pride myself. I am good at week 1.
I pride myself on being a man of faith.
Yeah, I pride myself on being a man of faith and week 1s. And this year, I was on it again. I was like, Titans, they're bad. They're frauds. Nailed it out the gates. Couple other teams, I'm like, I'm doing great. This is another good year for me. I got the NFL figured out this time. I'm ready to go. I'm wrong. The Titans go into Seattle. They win. They suddenly don't look like the worst team in football anymore. And there's a whole bunch of teams like that. It's like everybody, like who had the Giants over Washington? It's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think many.
No one had Giants over
going
Washington.
Into Pittsburgh, right? So week 2 is like it's the complete antithesis of whatever happens in week 1, and then now is where the season like really starts in my mind.
Yeah, that's like how I think there's some. We'll get to it in a little bit. I do think we'll get some answers on some things this week, but there are more questions than there are answers this week, and who knows when we'll have those answered.
Yeah.
So I've learned a couple things. We might need to talk about this one for a minute because I don't know where you guys are on this, but I don't want to overreact too much over just a couple weeks of football, but the Green Bay Packers are in deep trouble. They're in deep, deep trouble.
Define trouble.
I don't think this team is nearly as good as they were the last 2 years.
Is that trouble?
Yes.
Okay. Continue.
When you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, you have certain expectations for how good your team is going to be or should be. And obviously, whether Packer fans are spoiled or not is a separate conversation, but like, there's like an expectation of this team, how far they can go. And you come into each year and you're thinking, all right, well, Super Bowl, right? I think this is the worst defense we've had since 2011. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the problem. I don't think the offense will be too big of an issue. I think they'll be just fine. But this defense is in such a sad state. I don't think they really get out of it either. They have no pass rush. They have no good linebackers. It is just, I think the most frustrating thing is that I just keep seeing these patterns year over year where our rookies on defense, I mean, how many times do they just not show up? They just stop developing. It's year 3 for Darnell Savage, and it's year 3 for Rashad Gary. They should be taking huge steps right now and becoming like the leaders on the defense. It should be those guys, Jair, and, you know, the rest of the veterans, Adrian Amos, obviously. But, like, where are they? They don't show any signs of improving, and every day I start to think Rashad Gary is just Nick Perry 2.0.
That's a good, I think that's a good comparison, unfortunately. I have been looking at him under a microscope so much, and I've been really critical, and I started eating words last year. And we'll see. I think there were reasons why people were putting him as a long shot defensive player of the year bet, because that was what the ceiling that's what the ceiling was, though. There was a ceiling there where he could break out.
Coming out of high school.
And
yeah, I did not know that until they said that on the broadcast. I
didn't know that either. Yeah.
So the reason I said define trouble is because I agree. This team is not making it far in playoffs, but this is still a playoff team. So I wanted to know, like, what the trouble, or like define the trouble, because we're making playoffs, I think.
For the reasons that you guys stated, that like the first 2 weeks of the NFL don't really mean anything, I have a hard time believing that, like, that the Packers aren't going to be able to make it far in the playoffs. Sure, the defense doesn't look good, but like the defense never really looks good, ever.
Well, that's also part of the problem.
But like that doesn't. But that's not like something that's changed from year to year.
No, I
like,
disagree.
The defense never really looks good.
I disagree.
And when you have one of if not the best quarterback in the NFL, like, things can happen. I think we still can be a problem for a lot of teams in the playoffs.
We can we? We've been it in the past. We've played spoiler before. We've went on the road. We've taken playoff games. Yeah, we definitely can. But man, dude, and I guess this is why in general I agree with this take, because we are not beating a lot of We aren't beating a lot of serious teams this year. And I disagree with the defense, because I think the last 2 years, especially like Bears week 1, I remember 2 years ago being like, even Aaron said it best, we have a defense. Like, it was like a big, like, oh shit, okay, we might have something. And even last year when we played the Vikings, the only reason it got up high scoring was because we were up by so much. We've looked really good the last 2 years. I don't see any of that this year. And you want to know what I hate saying, but I think it's true? In last year, we had a lot of faults, but Aaron's play was so good that it covered up for a lot of it. I don't think he looks like he did last year. I think, unfortunately, and this is a take, I'm fine with being wrong. I want to be wrong. But I think we're going to see that last year was more of the fluke year than perhaps you say 2 years ago when people said that was a down year. And I don't think Aaron can carry us like he did last year.
I don't know if we're at that point yet. Yeah, I don't know if we're at that point yet. Like the second half, Aaron Rodgers last week, and I get it, we're playing the Detroit Lions, whatever. He looked great in the second half. And the first 6 quarters of football he played, he looked terrible. And I hope that has something to do with just what he did in the offseason, not showing up to camp. You know, I hope that things are just going to start to click from here on out, but that's something you don't know until it happens. So
I do think the offense will start to click. I'm not too worried about that. The offense, especially like down the stretch, will be a lot better once you get, you know, David Bakhtiari off the PUP list. That'll shore up the offensive line a lot. I think that's not really a big concern of mine. The big concern is just, I mean, the defense is a fucking sieve. There's no pass rush to speak of, which is...
Well, Zadarius Smith's out, right? When's Zadarius Smith coming back?
About 3 to 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah, so like that'll help, obviously, but like Kenny Clark is supposed to be really good, and like I don't know, he kind of stinks. Like he doesn't do anything.
It's hard to tell because like
Kevin King is also the worst. I just got to get this out. Kevin King is the worst starting cornerback in the NFL. I don't understand why he's on our NFL roster.
I don't think he's the worst because there's a whole lot of bad corners in the NFL, so I'm not going to go there yet, but he's certainly one of them. He's certainly not good.
it would have hurt the Packers, but I would have absolutely loved to see Quintez Cephas come down with that ball, just absolutely mossing Kevin King. Oh, that would have been
very close to being one of the most ridiculous plays I've ever seen from fucking Quintez Cephas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just worried, and it's well, you're like, well, we could play spoiler. It's like, what are we talking about? Spoiler? It's the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. You expect to make a big run in the playoffs. I don't want to be talking spoiler.
You're right. But I'm just saying, that's why I agree with your take of like we are going down a bad road. I agree with that, and that's why I'm saying our peak is playing spoiler in the playoffs. That's what we are. Yeah, I don't like it.
Well,
I don't like it.
That's what Zach said. That's not what I said. I said we can cause teams problems, and meaning not just one team in the playoffs. I think we are going to be a tough out for any team in the playoffs, whether that be the divisional, you know what I mean, the divisional round, whatever. Like, I think I don't know, and this also could be like a homer thing just because it's like we have Aaron Rodgers, but like I still think he is that good. Like, having a player like that at a pivotal position, such as quarterback, like anything can happen, right?
Yeah,
and I think it's very early to be like poo-pooing the entire rest of the season. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe I'm just seeing some very negative signs right now. I'm not saying the ship can't get turned around, but I'm seeing no signs.
We also have a first year, like a new defensive coordinator. Like, it might take him a little while to get the kinks worked out, right?
Oh, well, and there's a lot of them.
To dial up any pressure on Jared Goff. He was sending 3 or 4 guys at him, letting him just dink and dunk, take all the time he needed last night, and then right at the end of the half, when you don't want to dial up pressure, then he dials it up. I just...
Well, did you hear what Matt LaFleur said? Matt LaFleur is the one who said, get pressure on him now. At halftime, Matt LaFleur literally had to, like, yell at him and say, get pressure on him or cover better or whatever. And, like, he literally, like, yelled at him, apparently.
Yeah, so I'm not a lot of good mojo for that D. But this just feels like one of those Packer teams that just... They kind of coast through. They win, 10, 11, 12 games. They win the division. They maybe win a playoff game. And then they get absolutely boat raced by a team that actually, like, dominates the line of scrimmage and can run the ball and do all those kind of things. That, like, if the Niners get it right, that feels like that kind of team. I don't know what's going to happen in week 3. I guess we could talk about it right away, unless, Fenner, you want to... Fenners, what did you learn?
I have a very quick little thing I learned. I kind of learned it week 1, but like Tom Brady's just going to do this thing forever, huh?
He's winning MVP this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so frustrating. Everything about Tom Brady is frustrating to me. The fact that he looks like he's aging in reverse, not only on the field, like there's no signs of him being 40 years old. Like his hairline is impeccable. His jawline is impeccable.
Good
like
looking man.
Everything about the guy is just great at 42 years old or however old he is, And now Gronk is he's back to being Rob Gronkowski again. I don't get it. I honestly don't understand it.
Zach and I were talking.
I didn't want to put it on the podcast. Oh, I don't want to
podcast.
No, we're not here playing a persona. We're here to give the people legitimate football takes.
Can I?
Ladies
is
and
this
gentlemen,
something about Tom Brady?
And what's that?
You like Tom Brady, right? You're coming around. You like Tom Brady now. Is that what it is?
Because
I like Tom Brady.
We were talking, and I happen to agree with this take. Ever since Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, he's a real likable guy. I can't deny it. It is what it is. It's one of those things where it's like, I was actually saying this last night. I am so beaten down by trying to be, anti-Brady the GOAT guy, or, Brady's actually not as good as the numbers say guy. I give up.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out. He can have it. He wins. Tom Brady, you have defeated me. Good job.
Congrats.
Well, so
Your biggest test, your tallest hurdle.
It's funny you bring this up, Fenner, because Kyle and I had a discussion. I had I guess a moment where I had to kind of, come out a little bit here, and I don't feel good. I don't feel good about what I'm about to say. But everything around the personality, the commercials, the what he's like on
Social
Twitter
media.
now.
Yeah.
I cannot do it anymore. I have turned into a Tom Brady fan. He is ridiculous. It is just flat out. There's no other word. He's the GOAT. He's gonna get he might just get another ring. He might get a couple more. He does not age. And I've said for like the last 5 years that, everyone steps down. Nope, not everyone. We haven't seen enough football to know that not everyone does. And
Least of all him.
Kyle said it best. I'm defeated. He won. He won me over. Somehow he wins these Super Bowls. And somehow in my own mind, he came in and he defeated me in my house. Like he did Aaron in Green Bay. He has won. He's won me over. It's so ridiculous at this point that I'm almost rooting for it. If Packers aren't winning and if Matthew Stafford and the Rams aren't winning, go get it, Tom. I am not hating anymore. You're the GOAT. You win. Fine.
It's tough to get out there, but once you kind of let it go, it feels kind of good.
Buccaneers Tom is cool.
The monkey is off my back.
Right.
This is about me, not you. This is not about Tom. It's about me.
Yeah, I will say it's the Buccaneers. Really, the Buccaneers are letting him be him, and for the best possible outcome. Buccaneers Tom is so cool.
Good. That team is so good.
They're insane. They're crazy.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady's literally playing the best football he's played since his MVP.
I will say this. If I do see any kind of weakness in Tampa this year so far, granted, it's obviously early, but it's what we have to go on. Their pass defense is not looking good. They seem like pretty damn susceptible. Like, despite what happened to the Chiefs last night, I think if both teams, ramp it up, get ready for a
What day are you in? You said Packers were last night. Now you're saying Chiefs are last night. What day are you on? Neither of those were last night.
Sunday night. Sorry, I am all over the place. Yeah. It's been a tough week. But anyways, if I think the Chiefs, despite what happened on Sunday night, I think they kind of work the Buccaneers if you get a Patrick Mahomes that's like actually giving a shit the whole game.
Yeah, but like the thing is that offense, the Buccaneers offense, they can keep up with the Chiefs. They're so goddamn good. Sure. They're so good.
They're both built sort of similarly on offense too. Like they both don't really ever rely on any of that running game. Like, I think both teams are really abandoning it. Like, the Buccaneers last year had a ton of success running it, especially towards the end of the year. I don't see that happening this year.
Well, yeah. I don't know. And like, they got Giovanni Bernard now.
True. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Are we talking Packers Niners right away?
Yeah, let's start with the Packers. I weirdly feel really confident about this game. I know. That's I know. I know how this sounds. It's on the road. I just got done talking a whole bunch of shit. But the Niners are in like a really weird spot right now where they haven't turned to Trey Lance yet, and do not let any numbers fool you. Jimmy Garoppolo was fucking terrible last week. Terrible. And every single running back on that team is dead. How much that matters, I don't know. But they feel very beatable right now, and Kyle Shanahan has it coming. So I feel actually really good about the Packers going into San Francisco.
Okay.
So I don't at all. I think we're gonna get the
Yeah.
score. I think we're gonna get ran up on. I agree. If there was ever a time, now is the time. They do feel beatable at this moment. But at the end of the day, it's Packers at Niners on Sunday Night Football. I've seen this 100 times. I just hope we don't lose by like 15.
Sunday afternoon football.
Nope, it's Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Really?
Yeah, we're Sunday night. We're getting
Scroll
ran
down
up
on that schedule. Show them.
Yeah, 7. Unfortunately, we are the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So yeah, we're gonna get ran up on. I don't care who. It doesn't matter who's running the ball. Kyle Shanahan could be running it for all I care. Yeah, with our defense looking like that, Garoppolo can suck dick and he'll still find a way to. I don't know. We're just gonna lose. I've accepted this one since I saw it on the schedule. That's all I've got.
At first, I was gonna say I agree with Zach, but like I don't feel that bad about it. I honestly think it's gonna be a good game. I think the spread is like -3.5 in favor of the Niners, which honestly I think is like a really good. I think it's gonna be a really close game. I don't know. I think the Packers offense is going to start to click, and they're going to be able to keep up with whatever the 49ers are able to do on offense. Like Jason Verrett is injured. I think Devontae Adams, like the Packers have too much like offensive firepower to just like be stifled completely out of a game, you know?
As long as we can get those passes off. I mean, defending.
Yeah. I think we'll be able to. I don't know. I guess that's just a gut feeling thing. I don't know, but
I hope we learn the lessons we did when we played the Niners in the playoffs a couple years ago, where I still remember the only thing we did successfully that game. We ran the ball at will.
Yeah.
And we just kept going away from it. And that is one thing, like another thing I wanted to bring up about the Packers that is kind of concerning me. When we were at the end of that game, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like it's like a normally like sort of start milking the clock situation. Aaron Rodgers was just chucking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this offense to turn into like some Aaron fuck you tour to the point where we get away from like a nice balanced attack that actually is better for the team as a whole, because not every game we can pass our way out of, even with Aaron Rodgers. You got to establish the run at some point, especially when you have one of the best 1-2 punches in the league.
Yeah.
So
Aaron Jones and Kylan Hill.
That's right. I love Kylan Hill. Oh,
he's good.
But
he was getting carries at the end of the game more than AJ Dillon was. So.
Dude, if he ever got a chance on a team, I'd be pretty excited for him. He looks nice, but I don't know. I want them to really get Aaron Jones cooking, because I think it all starts there.
Yeah.
Well, part of the reason why the Niners don't, why we can run all over them, Nick Bosa respects the fact that Aaron Jones' dad is a veteran. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Didn't think about that.
Was a veteran.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he got his necklace back. I don't know if you saw that. He got his necklace with his dad's ashes back. Yeah, they found it, which is cool.
Yeah, that was actually a really good feel-good story, because I saw like the video, and I guess the trainer was out there till like,
just like
2 a.m.
Yeah, walking and looking for it by himself. Yeah.
What a dude.
Yeah.
What other games were we excited for?
I think, and I was excited for a team in this game last week. I'm excited for the Chargers-Chiefs game, a divisional game. I think this is going to be, kind of the same way it was. It's anytime a team plays the Chiefs, it's kind of the same way as playing the Buccaneers. It's kind of like a good litmus test for them to see like if they are truly competitive, because we're kind of in the NFL right now. It seems like it's in a state of it's the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, and then it's everybody else. And if you can compete with these teams, then maybe you're up next or something. You know what I mean? And I'm just very excited to see what the Chargers can do on offense. If if Justin Herbert can keep up with Pat Mahomes, and I don't know, like if what is it, Joey Bosa? Yeah, Joey Bosa and Derwin James, if they can make some plays and stop Pat Mahomes a little bit,
This is the I'm really just excited for like years of these two teams, years of these quarterbacks going together. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I feel bad for the Chargers. They are going to get hate fucked by Pat Mahomes.
I thought the exact same thing. I think the Chiefs are going to blow them out of the water, and it will be ugly.
I think they're pissed. I still think this team just chooses when they want to try and when they don't. And I think they're choosing to try. I think they're pissed. And yeah, no, unfortunately, I feel very bad for the Chargers this week.
Yep. They are I like Asante Samuel Jr., but Tyreek Hill is going to spin him like a dreidel this week. It is.
I think.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet, and I know it's only been 2 games, but Asante Samuel Jr. has had the lowest passer rating when targeted.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want to be excited for that game, but like truthfully, I just can't.
I don't know. I mean, people admittedly, me too. Like, I thought that the Chiefs were gonna fucking blow the Ravens out of the water too, and I mean, you see what happens,
I gotta be honest. There's only a handful of interesting games this week.
It's an awful slate
on the board. But.
Yeah, it's an awful slate.
Well, one game I'm interested in that I think you guys might disagree with, especially if you think this is a pretty bad slate, and I don't disagree for the most part. Well, I think there's 2 potentially that you guys might think are garbage that I think are interesting. One of them, Bears-Browns with Justin Fields. Very interesting to me. The Browns haven't looked what their potential is yet. And they haven't really put everything together completely. I still think they're legit. I'm not questioning them. So I still think they're a little iffy. I don't think they're any lock going into this game. And I picked the Bears in the playoffs, and I want to see what Justin Fields can do. He didn't play great when he came in against the Bengals, but who cares? At that point, right. But I am scared of the Bears with Justin Fields. Rooting for the kid because I hate the Bears, but he should be the starter of that team. There's no doubting that. There is no fucking question. And hey, give me something entertaining. So I'm excited for this game.
The reason, and this is just talking about the Bears in general for a second, the reason that Andy Dalton is the starter of the team is ridiculous to me. Just because Matt Nagy made a promise in March that he was going to start. He's like, I'm a man of my word. I need to stick to this. It's just ridiculous. You're stifling somebody you use a first-round draft pick on, which seems absolutely pointless. And we wonder why the Bears haven't walked ass backwards into a quarterback in the last 30 years.
Right.
It's not like Andy Dalton signed a contract there in free agency with the intention of, I'll be a starter. They lured me here with the promise of being a starter. They traded for him.
Well, and even if that's the case, okay, well, if Justin Fields is better, sorry. It's the NFL. Yeah.
Be better.
Yeah. That's simple as that.
I'll be honest. With the way that Chicago defense played last week, I think they're live this week to maybe go to Cleveland and upset them with. Yeah. Nobody knows what a Justin Fields offense will necessarily look like. They'll have that element of surprise. Whenever you get that quarterback change, there's a team that kind of comes out with some juice, especially the guys in the locker room. I'm sure they like Andy, but let's be real. They know
they see what
was every day. And I think they're going to really come out, and that's going to be a really close game. And I think they really have a chance to upset them. So I am very intrigued with that game.
I completely agree. And I think we saw this. I think we've talked about this, not on the podcast, but this seemed to be a big Justin Fields first start. Injury aside, I guess obviously everything has happened how it happened, but this felt like a big Justin Fields start game, because how often do you see this where the rookie comes in as a huge underdog in going into a place and they just rally and they catch fire? I think it could happen this game. So, yeah, I'm excited for this.
The defense looks good. Looks legit.
Yeah. Another game that I think on paper could be considered trash, the other one I was going to mention, that I think is a little interesting. I know the winner here, but I think Bengals-Steelers will give us more answers about what the fuck the Steelers are.
Who do you have as, do you have the Steelers as the winner?
Yeah, I have the Steelers as, I think they're going to win, but the Steelers are a little sus right now. I don't know. I don't know.
I would agree with you.
Winner.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I would agree with you, but they have injuries on the defense, and Big Ben, I'll say it, washed
with a capital dub.
Yep.
Yeah. And if they don't have Deontay Johnson there, that offense looks bad.
TJ Watt's hurt, right?
Yep.
Devin Bush is hurt. They have serious injuries on the defense, so I think this actually could be a good spot for the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think this could be a real good spot for the Bengals.
I agree. I thought I was going to be alone on this one. No, yeah, this is. The
Bengals defense doesn't look awful.
Yeah, it's a little early just because they had a really good Week 1 win, but I am close to really calling out the Steelers here. Close.
Fair.
I'm willing to give them a couple more weeks.
Same here, but still.
Let Big Ben put on a couple pounds, you know.
Yeah, I will let that offense I don't think they've been doing a ton of the exciting stuff that Matt Canada was supposed to be implementing. I think that's coming along slowly. So I think maybe in a couple weeks we look back and see a different looking team. I'll say this. Give me a month with the Steelers. I know it's a while, but there's something brewing there, and I'm not sure what.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, how Matt Canada kind of, what he does with it. Should have hired Matt America.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Big oversight. It's just, I don't know. I don't see the I don't see the playoffs in their future this year.
Any other games you guys like?
I mean, let's be honest. The best game on the board by far is Bucks-Rams. That game is...
Oh, I didn't even see that. What were we doing? Not talking about that right away.
I know. Main event.
Oh.
I just wanted to get a couple other games.
Yeah.
About, but you want to talk heavyweight prize fighter NFC Championship Preview. Here you go. And this game is I think the Buccaneers are a 1-point road favorite. A little weird to me.
1.5.
Yeah. A little weird to me, but this feels like a great matchup for the Rams.
This is what I have as my NFC Championship. I have the Rams winning and going to the Super Bowl, but ooh, man, this is going to be awesome. God, I wish this was the Sunday night game.
It's going to be tough if they don't have Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, but
I mean, if they take the, I don't want to say if they take the blueprint, but it's hard to run against the Bucks anyway, and Matt Stafford might just throw for 500 yards.
Cooper Kupp will have 600 of them.
Him and Cooper Kupp just work.
Yeah, they eat breakfast together every day.
I'll tell you this.
Every wide receiver should do that with their quarterback.
Yeah.
That's simple. Just eat breakfast.
All the stories I've heard about this Rams team, there are just good vibes with it. About how McVay and Stafford are just drinking buddies, and Collinsworth was hyping that up, and it makes sense because he's an older quarterback who knows the game as good as anyone in this fucking league, with a genius who has shown that he's one of the best coaches in the league. This has been the team up that I hoped it was going to be as a Matthew Stafford fan, and really as an NFL fan. You really hope it is in general, because they are so fucking good. And I'm excited. I've got the Rams, but I don't know. It's close. It's going to be good.
gut tells me the Bucs probably end up winning this game, but they got to lose at some point. And on the road in LA, I mean, I don't know how much the LA crowd gets into it, but if there ever was a game to go crazy for, it's when Tom Brady's coming to town. So,
and I mean, you could, like, it's not a look ahead for anybody else, but a look ahead for Tom Brady to the Patriots next week. So, his mind might be elsewhere. You never know.
I think that's a big reason why the Rams didn't look great against the Colts last week. So I think part of it may have been getting ready for this game. I can't say if that's true or not, but
right. I know I kind of side with you, Kyle. Like, my gut tells me the Buccaneers. Like, don't get me wrong. I think both offenses. I honestly think this is going to be a shootout, regardless of how good the defenses are. Like, if you look at the Rams on the defensive side of the ball, the Buccaneers don't really run the ball, so that doesn't matter. But, like, Jalen Ramsey, the best cornerback in the NFL for my money, right? But he is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the type of guy who, like, covers one wide receiver, right? Like, he'll follow a wide receiver around. He's not a zone guy like Richard Sherman, right?
I don't believe so. Jalen Ramsey is, like, the most unique player I've ever seen in my life. I was watching, I don't know if you guys follow, like, Brian Baldinger on Twitter or anything, but he puts out a lot of these, like, video breakdowns of just random players. A lot of it's, like, offensive line and defensive line stuff. And he put together this, like, 2-minute stuff about all the things Jalen Ramsey was doing in week 1. And he is a fucking linebacker playing corner. There were plays where he would just, like, start to creep in towards the slot, and they threw a wide receiver screen. He blows up an offensive lineman to get to the wide receiver. Like, I think he's the best defensive player in football, and he has Aaron Donald on his team.
Dude,
Jalen Ramsey, like, I was watching that. I was getting hyped watching, like, a couple days old Jalen Ramsey highlights of a game that didn't matter to me. It's just, he is something else.
Not only physically is he something else, but mentally. I remember watching a post-game interview of him in the locker room of an NFL game, and he said something about when he was in college to get into, like, the wide receivers' heads. Like, he would figure out who the wide receiver he was going to be covered. He would go into their girlfriend's DMs and slide into the DMs just to get in that wide receiver's head. He is a psychopath, and I love it. I love it.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah,
he's a real sicko. I'll tell you, he's a real sicko in the head, but in a good way.
Listen, he's got the right mentality. It works. He can't argue with results. That dude, man, I love him.
He's a killer. But what I was gonna say is, so the Rams have Jalen Ramsey, right? Like arguably the best defender in the NFL, but he's only going to be able to cover one wide receiver. And so whether that be Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, you still have those two other guys and Rob Gronkowski to throw the ball.
Antonio Brown just had tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
God only knows if that dude is vaccinated or not.
Mr. Big Chest Congestion.
So, I mean, feel free to speculate whether he's vaccinated. I have my own theory on whether he is or not.
Apparently, they're fully vaccinated team.
Yeah, I think the Bucs are the only team that's 100% vaccinated. Yeah,
Falcons
Tom
are too.
Brady. Do they still live together?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tom Brady made him then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking, what if he also gave it to Tom or Tom?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think so. He has a chance to play then.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's gone, that makes it a little tougher.
Scotty Miller time. What do you mean?
Oh God,
I see no beef.
That's true.
Yeah. Zach's favorite player.
Made $90 off of Kevin King. Thank you, Kevin.
I think you would have taken that $90 back if you could have. That touchdown happened.
For sure. One game, I guess, like the last one that I'm really interested in, that I didn't think I'd be. I usually get annoyed when NFC East games are on prime time, but Monday night Eagles Cowboys I think is going to be really good. I'm very excited for this. Yeah, I guess I don't have a ton to say. I don't know. I don't know who's better. I don't know who's going to win. The Eagles are looking really good. They should have beat the Niners. They should be 2-0 right now. Yeah, because they would have been 2-0. And the Cowboys impressed me. Well, not necessarily impressed, but I mean, they beat the Chargers, so, and I didn't think they were going to do that. And they hung
with the
real
Bucks,
close with the Bucks, so I'm interested. I honestly lean Eagles winning this game, but I think it's going to be really good.
It feels like a letdown spot for the Cowboys, and I'm not really sure why, because, like, Eagles, I mean, I don't know if they should have won last week, but they didn't play well. That's for sure. And they got a lot of injuries. Like Brandon Graham, I think he tore his Achilles. They lost, I think, their right guard. I think Brandon Brooks is out. So I don't know how healthy they are, but on paper, the Cowboys should comfortably win at home. But like, I agree. There's something with the Eagles. I kind of trust them to win in this game. Like, I feel pretty good about the Eagles.
I think the Cowboys are going to win. I don't feel strongly about it. But one thing I will say about the Eagles is Jalen Hurts is fucking awesome.
Is that dude?
Like, he is awesome.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that...
And everybody on that team just seems incredibly fast.
Miles Sanders,
Jalen Reagor, like they are every skill position player on that team. Dallas Goedert, I mean, he's a hell of an athlete too, you know? Like they are all just, that's a fast team.
Zach Ertz has COVID, which will probably help the Eagles.
Be good for them, yes.
Whatever gets Zach Ertz off the field as fast as humanly possible, big thumbs up.
Usually pretty good.
Yeah. Is that the quickest a player has ever, like, just died? Like, not figuratively died, but, like, all of a sudden, everybody is just like, close. Zach Ertz fucking sucks this year.
I would say, I remember Josh Norman dying real quick, too.
Starting cornerback for the San Francisco 49ers right now.
Yeah. Josh Norman, actually, no,
I didn't know that.
Josh Norman died on one specific play for me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's Derrick Henry ragdolling him with a stiff arm like a little boy.
To be fair, that's kind of his thing.
You're right, yeah. I'd be I'd be tossed too. But yeah, you guys, any other games you guys are excited for?
I'm not excited to watch it, but like if the Raiders beat the Dolphins and the Raiders start out 3-0, like I don't know, are the Raiders just good?
Dude, they could win that game by 100, and I'm still not convinced.
That's kind of how I feel too, but like,
so this is
I don't know.
You beat Jacoby Brissett when you were at home.
I
don't care.
This game doesn't like mean a ton to me either because like without Tua, I think the Raiders are gonna win this, but I will say we are due for a Derek Carr implosion. He does this all the fucking time. We are due, and let me tell you, it might be this week because I picked him up in fantasy. So that means that Derek Carr is due for like 4 picks. This happens all the time. So I just want to say, like, I'm going to call it now. Derek Carr will implode in the next 2 weeks. So
I kind of hope that happens because, like, if he ends up, say he throws 3 picks in the first half, do we get to see Nathan Peterman in the second half?
No.
Why? So you can see 6 picks in the second?
I would love to see Nathan Peterman play another snap of NFL football.
The fact he is on an NFL roster just proves white supremacy is alive and well in NFL football.
I'm not disagreeing with that. John Gruden is also a psychopath and just loves Nathan Peterman.
I feel like John Gruden is doing this. Like, I think this is like an ego thing for him, where it's like, I can make Nate Peterman good. I can do fucking anything. I'm John Gruden.
I get those vibes from Gruden. I think he's insane.
Yeah.
You guys
They're gonna love Aaron Rodgers there next year. They're gonna love him.
Maybe the Steelers will. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to think of like the worst places he could go. Like there's that would look the most disgusting. Like
If he
quarterback
was a
for
New
Cleveland
England
Browns.
Patriot.
Oh,
That's not going to happen. They have a better QB there.
yeah, no kidding. Mac. That's another
Mac
interesting
Jones.
game. I don't want to watch a second of it though.
Yeah,
the
no,
Mac
I don't.
Daddy taking on the Saints because, sorry Zach in advance, Jameis is throwing 4 picks that game.
We'll see.
See.
He also might throw 5 touchdowns. We don't know. Can't
No,
predict
I
the
think I
future.
know.
Can't predict the future.
Because Jameis Winston is essentially like a rookie quarterback every year, and I've seen the things that Bill Belichick does to his rookie quarterbacks that he plays, and it's not good. That made me some nice money on Underdog, betting all the unders I physically could on the Jets. So thank you, Bill. Thank you, Zach Wilson. Yeah, I think he'll end up doing some similar things to Jameis and the boys.
I disagree. I think that game's going to be pretty close. I think it's a coin flip game.
Remember when people were like
I
really
agree.
excited about Marquez Callaway? Remember when people were like, "Yeah, he's going to be really good."
That was crazy. Everyone was. Everyone.
Yeah, that went away quick, huh?
Gone. I remember right before the season, start Marquez Callaway. Everyone in fantasy, like he was all the hype. Now people are like, yeah, no, you can cut him. Like,
what a circle jerk that was.
It happens every year. We can go down a rabbit hole of fantasy players just like that. It happens every year, though. You guys
That reminds me. If there's one thing that's going to happen, like that would be the most Packers shit ever. Brandon Ayuk goes for 150 yards on the Packers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can almost...
No, it would be the most Packers thing ever would be that fucking I don't know if you guys saw that I can't remember his name. Okay. But the Niners signed a ex-CFL running back off of
You talking about the XFL
Bengals
guy?
XFL guy, yeah, off the Bengals like practice squad.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's like 6'3", 240. He's massive. If he runs for 200 plus yards on the Packers, that would be the most Packers thing of all time.
Listen, look at that guy. He might run for 200 yards on every team. He's like 6'5", and he runs a 4.5. Like, Jesus Christ,
he's ridiculous.
This guy's a mammoth.
This is like cruising for a bruise, and I'll say that.
What he was doing on anybody's practice squad is beyond me because holy shit.
Yeah, apparently he can catch the ball too. He's got good hands. I read a little article on him today. Yeah, he's like an athletic freak.
He probably, I don't know.
He might have killed a guy.
Yeah.
He might be a little DeAndre Swift. We don't know.
Yeah, true.
A killer.
He's got the killer instinct. He's you never know. But yeah, the rest of these games are just disgusting. Like Seahawks Vikings, it'll be a good game. I
don't think so.
I don't care about those matchups at all.
Falcons Giants, PU.
Yeah.
Jets
one
Broncos.
I actually am excited about. Colts Titans. I know like Colts do not look good, and the Titans are coming off that win. I think the Colts win that game.
With Jacob Eason, is he playing
I don't
quarterback?
care.
They'd have better odds if they had Jacob Eason at QB, I'll tell you that.
I think it's going to be an injured Carson Wentz that plays, but I still don't think the Titans are good. I am doubling down. I don't care about what happened in Seattle. I think that was just a perfect storm.
I think the Colts look real bad.
I just don't see the Titans going to 2-1 while the Colts go to 0-3. I just don't see it.
Hey, they would be better with Eason at quarterback because Carson Wentz is like the first quarterback ever that I saw almost throw 2 shuffle pass interceptions. That's incredible. That's fascinating.
Jacob Eason sucks. He
be better
in that game last week at the end. He took one snap and he said, "Where's Jaylen Ramsey?"
Might be better. Might be better. I think Titans win that, but I'm not putting any money on that because I don't want my money on that game.
Carson Wentz. Okay, the weird
fair.
thing
Good point, Zach.
Carson Wentz was like good up until he got to the 5-yard line and in, and then he
Carson Wentz is
terrible.
He's never.
But
good.
he did not play as bad for the other parts of that game. Like, there's something there. He looked better than he did week 1.
He said, "Where's Michael Pittman, please?"
Yeah,
That's a smart idea.
Yeah,
true.
Not
Michael
bad.
Pittman's sick.
Yeah, we have any last thoughts we want for the people? Any bets?
I do have a parlay.
Okay.
If everybody wants to get in on this.
Fade.
Week 1, I hit my parlay. It was a massive success for me. Week 2, I would have hit my parlay if the Rams long snapper knew how to snap to his own punter and not off of one of his own linemen.
So you
That ended
didn't
up
hit your
costing me the
parlay.
entire parlay.
Okay.
Well, it was a phony way to lose.
Should have won. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm technically 1-1, but in everybody's hearts and minds, I'm 2-0. Going into week 3, feel good about this one. Everybody ready? We got the Arizona Cardinals money line against Jacksonville. I know, crazy that I would go for the money line on a game like that, but really think Arizona pulls it out. I have the money line. I have the Colts plus 215 beating the Titans. I think they win that game. I have Washington football team against Buffalo. I have them plus 8.5. I do not see Washington getting blown out. Even if they don't win that game, doesn't feel like more than a 7-point game to me. And then finally, I have Seattle going into Minnesota, and then I have Seattle -2. I think Seattle plays well.
I think they blow Vikings out. Only one I disagree with is the Colts. I would flip that, and I might do that. I think that's a good parlay.
I just don't buy the Titans. I just don't buy them.
I don't buy the Titans either, but I certainly am not buying the Colts.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. What about locks? I'll tell you mine. I'm going Cardinals over Jaguars. I'm doing it in our Survivor pool, and this is my lock for this week.
I've got a couple on my mind, and it's tough to choose. That's leader in the clubhouse, but I kind of like the Panthers over the Texans, but do I really want to trust my week 3 super lock to Sam Darnold?
Hey, I trusted Sam Darnold last week. Oh no, I trusted them week 1. Sorry.
The other one is Ravens over Lions, but I don't like the Ravens going on the road, especially after a big emotional victory like that. That also feels like sort of a letdown spot, and I don't know. But then again, Harbaugh teams beat bad teams.
Yeah, that was my second. It's a close.
I might have missed this. Is this like our lock to cover the spread, or this is like our survivor pick? Right?
Survivor. Yeah.
Survivor pick. Okay. I am choosing the Ravens over the Lions. Whatever the spread's 9.5. That doesn't matter for this. I think there's no way that the Lions can win this game. Absolutely no way.
Hey, the Lions know how to play a good half of football. I'll tell them that. If they could just put it together.
They don't seem like that bad.
No, they don't. They really don't.
But they don't seem that good.
They definitely don't seem good.
In football.
Jaguars. Yeah. They look.
The Texans at least have some professionals on their roster. So.
Yeah, and they don't have the second coming of Ryan Leaf on their team. Anyways, that does it here for. Just ended on that bomb.
Just slipping that one in.
We're gonna have to bring this up.
Slipping that one in.
Zach has been. We were watching football last Sunday, and I think Zach called Trevor Lawrence Ryan Leaf about 78 times.
Every time he got the fucking ball.
So does that mean Zach Wilson is Peyton Manning in your eyes?
Yeah. Sure.
Boy.
Okay.
It's more Mac. It's more Mac Jones in my eyes.
Yeah,
The king.
We're Mac guys.
Yeah, we're Mac fans. But I will say, he threw 3 interceptions and it should have been 4. If you watch that horrendous two-point conversion, which that touchdown wasn't even on him. I forgot if it was a pick 6 or a return, whatever it is. It's not his fault. I'll say that. It's not his fault, but this team and this coach, dude, this looks terrible. Like, outside of that first drive, he looked horrendous. And I don't blame him.
He needs to resign right now.
He needs
in over his head.
Yes, and I feel bad. They are ruining Trevor Lawrence. The mental state he's probably in. He's never played this bad in his life. He's never lost one, let alone two in a row, regular season games in his career.
He might lose 17 in a row.
He might lose 17. He might break a record and go 0-17. I feel bad for the kid.
Looking forward to that next Jags Texans game. That'll be the only one I think they got a shot in.
It'll be fun.
Because, brother, that team is bad.
They're awful. But yeah, any last thoughts for the people? I got out my Ryan Leaf take.
Yeah, well, other thought. The Jets aren't much better.
Yeah.
They aren't, no.
That's a close 1-2 punch, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm good. I'm excited for week 3. I can't wait to come back for week 4, realize we were completely wrong, and wonder where the hell we go from here.
Yeah. That sounds like the best take we've had all podcast.
It's the only one I can 100%.
Yeah. Hey, stay tuned for those takes. Every week we are doing this. We're talking NFL every week. Stay tuned. Smash that motherfucking like and subscribe and follow button. Stay tuned to the Farmcast. That's my number one pick for you. And follow us on all social media. Incredible stuff all season long. Your number one place for bets, picks, predictions, and commentary on the NFL.
From the experts.
From the experts who care. Us. So thank you for listening to another episode of the Farmcast, and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye.